Star Trek, Nemesis completely wasting Ron Perlman is unforgivable. Ron Perlman is a powerhouse of an actor, capable of commanding attention whether he's voicing an animated character or playing a live-action villain, but Star Trek, Nemesis completely wasted him as the Viceroy. Perlman's character serves as the second-in-command to Shinzen, the film's central villain. The Viceroy is one of the Remens, a slave species within the Romulan Star Empire, who helped Shinzen seize control of Romulus and target Earth in Star Trek, Nemesis. However, beyond being Shinzen's loyal henchman, Perlman's Remen Viceroy has little depth. His primary purpose in the film is to assist Shinzen with his telepathic bond and add physical menace during a handful of fight scenes. There's potential in exploring his dynamic with Shinzen or the Remen's larger struggle, but none of that is fleshed out. In fact, Perlman's character in Star Trek, Nemesis, is utterly forgettable, a massive missed opportunity for the franchise. For Star Trek fans and sci-fi enthusiasts alike, this wasted potential still stings over 20 years later. Star Trek, Nemesis completely wasted Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman is not just a recognizable face, but a celebrated actor known for his ability to bring gravity and nuance to villainous roles. Films like Hellboy and series like Sons of Anarchy are proof of what he can achieve when given meaty material to work with. The Viceroy, however, offers none of that. Burying Perlman in heavy prosthetics that obscure his expressions, combined with his thin character development, renders him almost unrecognizable and wholly underutilized. Given Star Trek's history of strong and compelling villains like Khan, Gul Dukat, and the Borg Queen, this role is an anomaly, and not in a good way. Perlman had all the makings of a classic Star Trek villain in his own right, but the film failed to tap into his potential. Star Trek never used the Viceroy or the Remens again. If Star Trek, Nemesis' treatment of Ron Perlman was disappointing, its approach to the Remens is equally frustrating. Introduced as a dark and oppressed underclass within the Romulan Star Empire, their brutal conditions and enslavement could have been a source of rich storytelling. However, after Nemesis, the Remens were barely mentioned again in Star Trek. Although briefly referenced in Star Trek Lower Decks, the species never received any real follow-up. With events like the Romulan supernova in Star Trek 2009 or the founding of Ni'Var in Star Trek Discovery's 32nd century setting, one has to wonder where the Remens fit into those narratives. The Remens are a footnote in Star Trek lore. The fact that Star Trek abandoned the Remens after Nemesis is baffling. Their unique design, tragic backstory, and potential for layered storytelling seemed like a perfect fit for Star Trek's exploration of complex social issues. What happened to them after Shinzen's death, the potential backlash they faced from the Romulans, and whether they sought revenge or fought for freedom all remain undiscovered territory. The Remens are a footnote in Star Trek lore rather than a meaningful addition to the franchise. While Ron Perlman's portrayal as the Viceroy may not go down as one of Star Trek's great villains, it remains a stark reminder of what could have been. For a series that prides itself on boldly going where no one has gone before, Star Trek, Nemesis played it disappointingly safe. However, Star Trek could still give audiences the nuanced narratives the Remens deserve. Until then, fans are left lamenting the untapped potential of both a great actor and an intriguing species.